Satemangala here, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic: a direct no is extremely polite and kind. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Earlier this week, I had a man message me and ask me to do him a favor. He says, "Hey, I don't want your money, but can you read my book and then tell me your thoughts?" Now, this was a small request, and I simply said no. I just responded on my direct message, no. And then he gave me some words that I believe were intended to make me feel guilty, like, so much for being a fellow Christian man to help your fellow men. And that kind of caught me off guard, like, whoa, what's going on with this guy where I'm not? Like, what's going on over there in his world that would have him say that? So I simply respond, hey, you're asking me to do my job. This is what I charge for an hour. Would you like to pay the fee? And then he came back and said, that's outrageous. I can't believe you. Why wouldn't you pay it forward? And then he wrote this entirely long paragraph, which I caught a glimpse of, and then I deleted him, and then I blocked him. Now, this came up as a conversation on Facebook, on my personal profile, where I just said, hey, man, this man attacked me. And he did. He said a lot of things that were meant to demean me. I'm confident he wasn't trying to teach me, but he felt superior because he was willing to give back and give his time freely, and I wasn't. Now, the direct no is very polite and it's kind. It's powerful. Just no. Whether it's a no, thank you, or no, I don't have the time, the easiest path is just to simply be direct. Jesus said yay, yay, or nay, nay, and I said no. So on my Facebook personal page, some people had some comments, and they asked, well, couldn't you be more civil? And, this thing is like highlighted on Facebook, but what happened to us in society? And here's what I want to share with the listeners on this podcast. There are two entirely different universes. Both are right. One universe from one man is right. He's perfect. He thinks I should respond with more class and take the time and, whatever that is. That's great. That's great for him. I will tell you what Satema's world looks like. No means no. No stories. No explanations. Sometimes I may throw an occasional no thank you. But see, if this man even did his homework, he would say, oh, here's a man who actually coaches for a living, whose time is actually very valuable to him. Of course, he's not going to do that. He's making a request to me. And the two worlds are, one man says be polite, and my world says I am polite. Now, what's the lesson here for you? Look, you've got to be clear about the life you want to have. You better be clear about what works for you and what doesn't. You better be clear about how you protect your time. Because if you aren't, I will tell you right now, you are in trouble. Because people will make requests of you all day long. And if you say yes to everything because it's a nice thing to do and you should do that, and the scriptures teach, look, I'm telling you right now, you got your world twisted up. No, we should not serve everyone. No, we don't have to say, no, thank you. No, you don't have to bow down and worship people's requests. A no simply means no. It's actually very kind. It's very polite. It's very powerful. No means yes to the things that I am clear that I want in my life. Because if I say yes to everything, I'm really saying no to everything. Yes to everything means no to everything because it's not possible to fulfill in everything you say yes to. I get it. The Gary V's out there. I love Gary V. He's a passionate man who preaches a message. He would say yes to everything. I'm like, no, you don't. My wife and my kids are very important to me. Working out and staying healthy is extremely important to me. Having a connection with God is important to me. And the lifestyle I choose to live is important to me. So when I say no, what I'm really saying is, yes, I am clear about the life that I want. Well, what does this have to do with you? Are you still saying yes to everyone? Are you still trying to please everyone? Are you still trying to impress everyone? Are you still worried about what everyone thinks about you? Are you still trying to maintain and uphold this really postured up personality in public, so you just look like the swell, good old, jolly, chum old pal buddy? Or are you okay just saying yes and no? I'd have you consider that the more clear you are about the thing that you want and the more committed you are to that thing, to that lifestyle, to that connection to God, the more clear and committed you are, the easier it will be to say no. I say no to my kids. Sometimes I have to say no to my wife. When she says, hey, can you go do this? I'm like, no, I can't. And I don't try to explain it. She just knows, like, I'm working. I got things to do. Now, on the flip side, if I am clear about what I want, then I can say yes. If it fits and if it works and if I have planned and I can call an audible for my date. So for you, let's go to the big four: physical, spiritual, relational, financial. Where in your life today, inside of the physical, fitness and fuel and health and nutrition, are you still saying yes when you really should be saying no? Yes to more calories, yes to overeating, yes to I'll skip all my meals and caffeinate and drug and sedate and medicate up. Spiritually, where could you say no today so that you could have a greater connection to your God? What could you say no to today, right here, right now, that would allow you to be more connected, to have more spiritual experiences, to be more grounded in your relationships, in your marriage, with your children? Where can you say no and do it powerfully without having to explain yourselves? And the way you do that is you just get really clear, right? You get clear about what you really want. And of course, in the business world, people trying to do everything, people seeing the shiny new objects, and they got shiny object syndrome, and they're trying to do this, and they're trying to do that, and they're trying to make this work, and they say yes to this video, and yes to this podcast, and yes to this book, and they get 30 books, and they haven't read them, and look, just say no. Learn this. It's very powerful. It's very polite. If someone asks you for your time, and you are clear that that does not work for you, a simple no can suffice it. Now, am I saying that this is right for you? No, not at all. It's interesting. There was a player, I played with the Patriots, and he left the Patriots, and then he said, I hated my time at New England. It's no fun. I didn't have any fun there. I don't like it. And Belichick's really clear. I love Belichick's response. I've said this over and over. Our program is not for everyone. On the flip side, you have someone else there at the same time. The New England Patriots just says, I loved my time there. It was so great. It was the best program I've ever been a part of. Both men right, both men in alignment with what works for them. So how does this have to deal with you? Look, be clear about what you want for your life. And if you find yourself saying yes and explaining why you can't do something, well, the reason I can't, explaining away is just really, really weak. Just be bold. Yes or no. And I promise you, if you'll start to live in the land of yeses and nos, versus, well, here's the reason. Well, no, thank you. And I don't have the time. I'm like, you're wasting precious life force energy. No, polite, kind, powerful. If this is resonating with you, then go get clear about what you want and start saying yes and no more often. Say yes to the things that are really yes, and say no to the things that are no. This is Satem Mangala reminding you, if you're going to create a life of real radical results, a life that you love, it's going to require you to get into a relentless pursuit with a ruthless commitment to pay the piper every single day so you can get to the top of your mountain. So your prize, promise, signs, and possibilities are waiting, just waiting for you. The revolution has begun. Will you join me? I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.